Scholars, you ever be cruising on the internet and you watch this video? Let's be specific. AI. You watch this AI video, and at the end of it, you sit and you think, how can I get the 2 to 3 minutes of my life back that I wasted on watching this slop? This absolute just. It's not even funny or good AI in the sense of, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. No, this is just like absolute. You're watching someone who just thought, you know what? Here's brain rot. Here's really stupid ideas. Let me make it a video, like something that just would never been animated and should never been animated. You should have never had to see it coming. Yeah, that happened to me today before this video. And it kind of ties into the whole topic of Bungie and Sony, because we're seeing a train wreck that no one wanted to see.
I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, here to spread the cheer. Join me on this adventure, where gaming wipes away the tears.
Scholars, welcome to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are here talking about some more of the aftermath about Bungie. We have a post, an article by Tuncer Denez, CEO Shift Eye Games. He's an ex-Bungie marathon myth, right? He it sounds like he worked on the classic games, not even Halo. It looks like just marathon myth. So we're talking about old school, and this guy's a CEO, so I'm gonna be listening. This guy, I'm sure there's gonna be some. I'm curious to see what he says and whether it pisses off certain people, and just to see how they react to someone that's in an actual higher position than they'll ever be in their life. But I'm getting ahead of myself because I don't even know what he says. So let's read into it. The death by Bungie. An elegy. There's no way for the studio that once refused to copy anyone. Ooh. Damn. I lost words, so I had to pause for a minute there. Holy crap. Right off the rip, we're starting with some fire. Why? Because this is important, because they refuse to copy anyone, and now you see Marathon just becoming a copycat of everything. That is such damn. Okay, so there's an old inside joke about Bungie. How Bungie got its name. Only a handful of us ever knew the real story behind it. We called it Death by Bungie. I'm not going to spoil it here. Huh? Is it like Bungie, like bungee jumping, like based on like the string and everything? Is it like bungee jumping? Is that what it is? But this week, the joke stopped being funny. On June 25th, Bungie cut 292 people, most of the Destiny team, some of the Marathon team. The studio head walked out the door. It's the third round of layoffs in 3 years. Sony called it reorganization. The people who lost their job will call it something else. And we have French journalists saying from insiders that it was revenge, is what we're going to call it. Bungie's success came down to one thing. They were different. In the 90s, everyone was chasing the PC. That's where the money was. That's where the audience was. That's where the safe bet was. Bungie loved the Mac. They built Marathon and Myth on a platform most of the industry ignored. That wasn't a strategy. It was a personality. I remember when the new Quake came out. I told Jason Jones about it, and he agreed to come over and check it out. The whole team crowded around the screen. Jason lasted about 30 seconds and left. Everyone kept playing. He couldn't hang, so he's not a Quake lover. I asked him about it later. His answer was simple. Bungie doesn't copy other people's games. They make their own. You know what? That's fair. You know what? I guarantee the Jason of the past is better than the Jason that just got kicked out. People were glazing the shit out of him. People change. And most of the reports of what he did was that he just slunk around the office. He didn't really partake in much. And it seems like that's the case, because if this is how he reacted to, we don't copy other people, but now even Destiny was copying aspects of other games. Hell, even the Portal was a carbon copy of Fortnite and their like selection of stuff like that. That's exactly what they were doing. So it doesn't tell me that the old Jason was present when he left the building. I asked him about it later. His answer was simple. Bungie doesn't copy other people's games. They make their own. That was the whole company in one sentence, which is why the new marathon hit me the way it did. I watched the trailer and my heart sank. By the way, this is you know, the Marabots. I cannot wait because the Marabots are going to be thinking that they're smarter than the dude that worked on the original marathon. They're going to be, I guarantee, I cannot wait to see the quotes of people desperately trying to tell a CEO of gaming, someone who had the impact of the original marathon, that he's wrong, because I cannot wait so we can just point out how fucking stupid these people are. No single player, an extraction shooter, the exact genre everyone else was already piling into. The Jason Jones I knew would have walked out in 30 seconds. Ooh! I've been gone from that world a long time, but I can tell you when the trouble started. It started when the suits took over and the people who actually mattered started disappearing. Alex Serapinian, Marty O'Donnell. Listen, I don't care if people don't like his politics. That man, every time you listen to people talk about how he fought for the company. He fought for the gamers. Marty is my dude when it comes to gaming. And guess what? I guarantee, I have a strong feeling Marty would have never let things get the way it was. So Marcus Leto, Jamie Grismier, Joe Staten, too many others named, all gone. You don't lose people like that and stay the same company. You can keep the logo, you can keep the IP. The thing that made it special leaves with them. And I've been saying this for years, that the company that made the Bungie that made Halo is not the current Bungie. And everyone's like, well, there's people that worked on Halo still there. It's not the same. That's not the same. It is literally, you have people co-opting the company, taking the symbol, cutting the face of Bungie off and plastering it on themselves. It's like that Dead by Daylight monster villain that runs around with someone else's face on. Like that's Bungie. I'll be straight with you. I haven't played the new Marathon. I have no desire to play another extraction shooter. Maybe that tells you something on its own. Single player games still matter. They do. In fact, if you look at what the success ratio, single player games are killing it right now. I mean, there is some instances of live service games or multiplayer games doing well, but single players, I mean, Res 9, massive. Crimson Desert still getting updates, massive sales. Subnautica was just early access, massive sales, millions. You're seeing more successes with single players than you are flops. Whereas in the live service field, you're seeing more flops than you are singles. Like Sony, the only success that Sony has right now is Helldivers. And even then, they're killing that. They're squandering that potential. So yeah, I mean, he's right. This is the problem with these C-suite leadership, Sony. They think they can chase Fortnite. They all want to be Fortnite, but even Fortnite isn't Fortniting anymore. Fortnite is losing money. They're having layoffs. They're having to, shut down some of their game modes because they can't afford it, because it's no longer as financially stable as it once was, because people are moving on, because that's the problem with live service games. Eventually it will lose its magic, and for some people they can never even catch the same magic that Fortnite had, even though they're desperate, because all they see is money signs instead of seeing long-term community. They're not seeing, if you can get someone and keep them, they will continue to support you. They only see dollar signs, and that's part of the problem. I'm not here to preach. I'm here to lament. Bungie gave me the first big break in the industry. Watching it come to this is hard. The blame sits in two places: management, who hollowed the place out, and Sony, who paid $3.6 billion for a company that was already a shell of its former self. They've been written down more than $500 billion against the deal. The math was never going to work because the thing they thought they were buying had already walked out the door. Yes, they thought they were convinced that, like everyone else who keeps thinking that Bungie is the Bungie that made Halo. No, they're gone. The talent of that, even I would even say with the past couple expansions, the talent that made Destiny was also gone. The only talent that was left was able to fix and maintain and what was already broken. Like, don't get me wrong, Monument of Triumph, fantastic, but it wasn't really an expansion. It was fixing things that was already broken. They were great at giving the car a cosmetic lift, but they're not good at building a new car. Let me leave you with a story about Halo. It was 1999. Bungie was about to show Halo for the first time at Macworld. The day before the keynote, there was a rehearsal. Steve Jobs did his part, then introduced Jason Jones. Jobs stepped off and started working the floor, talking to his people, only half paying attention. Then Jason started his demo, and Steve started watching more and more. At one point, he stopped, looked at the screen, said, "Now that's fucking cool." Of course it is. By the way, that is how iconic fucking Halo is. When someone who has no business, like doesn't really necessarily care about games, turns around and is like, "That's fucking cool. That's my baby. Halo." It is fucking cool. Just been shit on too long by shitty developers. 27 years after that demo, in the layoffs, I opened this piece with it. It looks like Jason Jones is gone too, allegedly. The co-founder, the last one left from the beginning. The man in both stories I just told you, the one who made Steve Jobs stop and stare when he gets shown the door, there's nothing left to protect. Bungie needs to find its way back to that feeling. It won't. One way or another, if it can't, it's only a matter of time before the studio dies a lonely death somewhere in the heavens. I'm here to tell you, it's already happening. It's going to happen. Everyone knows it. Everyone sees it. Have you played Marathon? You can't say the game is uninspired or bland. I can tell by the opinions on the internet that people dunk on it, haven't played it all. The game is really Oh, you are so I'm sorry. I know the video might get demonetized by me, saying this a lot, but this is a perfect video. These people are retarded. They are absolutely retarded. You're going to tell a CEO of a game company, someone who worked on the original Marathon and Myth and apparently Halo, like he was interacting with that. I just don't know. I guess he didn't put himself in there. You're going to tell him you didn't play it, so you don't know what you're talking about. Essentially kind of style comment. You're such a retard. As someone who was forced about 100 hours, yes, the game's mechanics are great. The gunplay is amazing. But the fact is, PvP structure is why I won't force myself to play it. Again, like even people who like it aren't gonna sit there and be retarded. Like how stupid. Bungie's motto used to be, "We make great games we want to play." When it changed to "We create worlds that inspire friendship," it just shifted the passion for games to corporate speak, losing part of its soul. Leadership slowly killing them. Agreed. And it is. This was a big thing. This was a turning point. I think we all agreed that the old Bungie started dying the moment they changed it. Absolutely. If you had played Marathon, you'd see why it's one of the best reviewed games Bungie has released in the last 5 years. Yet massive layoffs or dues don't necessarily turn into money. Holy shit! Exactly! Oh my god. I'm telling you, these people are retarded. Look at the reviews. Guys, the reviews. Guys, the reviews are so good. Guys, did you see 60K people out of 1 million gave it positive reviews? Oh my god, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. Yeah, you worked on Marathon? You worked with Halo? Whatever. Not because of Marathon, though. Layoffs because of mismanagement and having a break. Dude, reviews don't turn into money. No, they also lost because of money. It's every 6 months for a decade straight. Dude, you're so fucking retarded. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I will never understand contributing to a commentary on a new game without experiencing the artwork before an opinion. The commentary is more on the layoffs rather than the new Marathon itself. You had years of experience in I'm just some weird loser on Twitter upset about my game being shit, and I'm going to tell someone who has years of experience in the industry that you're fucking wrong because you didn't play it. You don't know, even though you have years of understanding finances and knowing how studios and corporations work, especially since you're a CEO. Fuck you. I'm some Andy who knows better. God, these people are I want Marathon to die so these cancers also die with them. I want Marathon to die so these assholes their personality will die and they will live in their mom's basement crying and bitching about how the internet ruined it for them. I want them to cry and seethe and know that there was nothing they could do about it. Because these people are not only retarded, they are a toxin to gaming because they just don't get it. They can't get the fucking hint. It's time that you get the fuck out of here. You're a parasite. Get the fuck out of gaming. Hilarious considering your own key role in putting Bungie in physical peril back during Myth 2 tunts. My Myth 2 royalties would disagree with you. What kind of royalties did you make from Bungie having to sell 20% of the company to take? Myth was a financial success, period. Let's ask your old buddy Pete. True. Oh. There's no way that this fucking delusional retard, this absolute fucking, you are such a retard. You are going to tell this guy that it was all his fault. You have no business talking to this guy, and then you're going to cite Pete fucking Parsons, the dude who was responsible in helping the downfall of Bungie. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, sorry, Pete Tampton, Bungie then executive vice president. Sorry, you are truly delusional. Myth had shipped with an awful recall bug. Wait, okay, so let's be fair. I decided to join Bungie in 1999. I had interest in helping an entrepreneurial company grow again, and the company had some financial setbacks in 19. Part of it was Myth had shipped with an awful recall bug. Again, awful recall bug. And Alex made it clear one of the priorities was to generate cash. So Bungie re-released some of the backlog product and collections, which helped a lot. Entered into a distribution agreement with Take-Two, selling them a small percentage of the company that gave cash flow. Okay, so it was a bug. It wasn't because the game was bad. It was because there was a bug. Like, you are truly delusional. This doesn't prove anything. Personal error violation. Guess who's responsible? Again, was it his fault? Again, let's see what people are requoting, because a lot of the people who are Marabots, who are just straight retarded, are the ones that just requote. This one hits hard. Bungie's success came down to one thing. They were different, and now the studio is crumbling after chasing. Yep. Bungie died when Joe Staten left. I read this and it made my heart heavy. Bungie was truly a special development studio. It was close to my heart. As someone who played them all on the Mac back in the 90s, reading this hits hard. The suit slowly hollowed out the studio's soul. My heart goes out to the incredible, talented devs who always kept the spirit alive. I don't know Spanish, sorry. I had the great opportunity to work with Toonser many years ago. His take here is spot on, just as his takes were back in the heyday of Macworld Expo. Yeah, so you have other people who actually worked with him, citing them. Like I said, Destiny and consequently the Bungie we knew had its fate sealed when upper management fired Joseph Staten, the only one who knew Destiny was supposed to be. It could have been as big as Star Wars, if not bigger. It's truly a shame, which is what they wanted, by the way. It's actually what they wanted. They wanted to actually make Destiny the next as big as Star Wars. That's a comment that is circulated. You can tell this was written by someone who has not paid attention to Bungie in any meaningful way, form, in years, because not once did it mention Destiny 2 at all. Marty O'Donnell has not been there in a very long time. You're out of date, brother. Oh my God. People are really retarded. And I say this because he was talking about the leadership side of things. Destiny, what he didn't mention Destiny because Destiny was Destiny 2 was a continuation of Destiny, which was their own. Everyone can, I tell you, talk to anyone, any content creator, anyone will agree with me on, even if they fucking hate me, they'll agree with me. Destiny was something unique, something that no one in the industry could ever copy, not even Warframe. And I love Warframe. They were it was a magic in a bottle. So much so that you had Destiny killers. Anthem was like the perfect example. They were desperate to catch that and they couldn't. They couldn't capture that magic. And that's what this guy's talking about. He doesn't need to mention Destiny 2 because it was original. It was different. It was Marathon is not. Marathon is trend chasing. It's a copy. A perfect, here's, you know what? This is a perfect, example for what he's saying. Bungie made Destiny and everyone wanted to make a Destiny of their own. Everyone else made extraction shooters and Bungie made extraction shooters like everyone else. These are two different Bungies, two different realities. The Bungie of old wanted to make their own thing. Marathon is the example of the current state of Bungie right now, where they're just trend chasing. And he mentioned specifically that is both management in Bungie, but also because of Sony. The essence, the spirit of Bungie is not what it used to be. And that is the summary of what he was saying. You're just too retarded to get your head out of Marathon's ass to understand because you're pissy about it. Because the thing they thought Sony were buying had already walked out the door. Brutal. Exactly. This was painful to read. I see this vision, but I don't like the way he's talking about Bungie because the team that worked on D2 were amazing. One of the best teams ever, from CMs to animators to VFX to the rad team, but he makes it sound like Skinwalker's LARPing is a good company. No, again, he's talking about the leaders. And he didn't even specify Destiny because it was unique. He specifically talks about Marathon. Do people know how to read? I feel like if you did like a reading comprehension test, people like this would fail. Like you read it and then you have multiple choices. All right, if you were to choose from these bullet points, which best describes what you just read? And most of these people would fail that test because they're retarded. As a longtime Halo fan, this hurts. Great read. Guy trying to wax poetic of the art. What? Of the artistic company of yesteryear can't write a genuine heartfelt article without AI. I fucking hate this. What a way to undermine your otherwise good points. You can't even, bro, you needed to use AI to fix what the fuck you just said. Well worth a read. Marathon dropped below 100,000 player. Huh? Scheduled maintenance. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, get out of here. Just another extraction shooter. What other extraction shooters are there? Tarkov, Arc Hunt. By the way, I love that you're talking about these. Also, no one talks about, but Division 2 technically has Arc extraction shooter, light. Division 2. They had the Dark Zones. Like that was extraction light. That was an extraction game. But yes, you just named 3 of the most popular extraction shooters and the ones that are going to survive and not the one that isn't. What else? COD's DMZ was dead years before Marathon release, but I keep hearing about it just being another extraction shooter. Buddy, the market is telling you it's just another extraction shooter. I'm actually surprised that there was not any of the big named Marabots commenting or retweeting this. I'm actually surprised. I am actually surprised. Bungie didn't invent FPS. They elevated it with Halo and did it again with Destiny. And here we are. They're doing it again with Marathon. No, they're not. They're elevating it with Marathon. I'm going to tell you that Marathon's gunplay is not elevating anything. It is nothing about Marathon's gunplay is unique. The standards of gunplay have gone up. It is on other people have gone either on par or around the same as Bungie. Marathon does not do anything unique. I would say Destiny's gunplay is far superior and more unique than anything Marathon's trying to do. Holy. I'm just saying if there's any other, I'll be straight with you. I haven't played the new Marathon. Yay. Yeah. You don't need to have an opinion about leadership and to tell, like, he gave the biggest drop ever is that old Bungie Jason Jones said we were different. We want to make different things. Destiny was different. Marathon is a copy of other people. And even now, he's even being validated by the fact that they're trying to do modes that you would see in BRs and other games. And they're even trying to do the Arc Raiders stuff. Like they're trying to be more like Arc Raiders. What he was saying is that they only care about, cash. They're not trying to be unique. They're just trying to survive even before trying to survive, they're literally just trying to copy other people. I was expecting to see more like retweets from bots, but guess the bots knew. You know what? I got to give a shout out to the bots because more of them realize that they have no argument against a guy that literally made the fucking original Marathon. Intelligent people know you should be arguing with the dude who literally helped make the original. Like he stands up and says, yeah, this shit is bad. This shit is bad. Just call me Lily. Don't forget about Max Hoberman. Yeah, though Max left to create his own company, he did really well. Technically, the joke was never funny. Depends on who is telling it. What is this fucking joke? I hope a developer explains what the fuck Bungie mean. It was like, what's so junk? Like, the joke was never funny. Like, what? I'm just looking around to see if there's any. Bungie was a great company that got taken over by. Okay. Yeah. Oh, everyone's tagging Astacross. Okay. Well, I'm sure he's either reacted to it or not. But yeah, this is a perfect example of what I've been saying for years, and I feel vindicated. I feel like someone who has worked at Bungie, who's had hands-on, who's saying the same thing. Even me shitting on Jason Jones saying he was part of the reason, Bungie died. It's because he changed. Even this guy says the Jason Jones of the past would have never done this. That's the reality. That's the reality of the situation. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. But yeah, I'm glad to have more insight, and I feel like we're gonna get more insight. We're gonna get more people coming out to talk about Bungie, especially with the layoffs. I feel like we're gonna get more information, and if Bungie actually shuts down, we will get the complete saga. We'll get the full story. All the dirty laundry will finally be released. The Bungie files will be released. Everyone will know what really happened, and I'm excited to know the truth. I'm excited. I'm not excited that we lost all the people, but all that stuff is Marathon people, so I don't care. Burn it all to the ground. I don't care. It shut Marathon down. Sorry. Not sorry. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.